Are we back? Come on in the room, baby. Get in the building. Hope y'all feeling all right, baby. Oh, it's Monday night. We giving them the game like it's Monday night, baby. Black L, Mr. Silent Partner, how you doing, brother? How you feel?
And I'm good, man. Good. Blessed to be here, baby.
Good to see you, baby. Good to see you. Week 12, man, we going to give you the juice, man. We going to give you the ins and outs. You know, everything college football right here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, light the chat up. Hey, let's go in, baby. Week 12. Um, Before we go in, man, let's do something a little different today. Oh yeah, all we do is win, baby. All right. So week 12, let's do a speed round, man. I want to run down the top 25 scores. We'll just do a speed round. We won't, you know, dissect everything so thoroughly, but just a quick hit speed round of the top 25. So we got number one Oregon, close battle with Wisconsin, on the road, winning 16-13. How you feel about that one, man?
That's kind of how I was expecting most of the Oregon games to be in the Big Ten. Close games, close, low scoring games, because most Big Ten teams like to control the clock and run that ball. So
Indeed.
I didn't get a chance to watch that game, but I figured it was going to be closer than what people thought.
Yeah. Oregon squeaking out a close one, man. 16-13. Number one team in the nation, Oregon. Number two, Ohio State drops Northwestern. Played this game at Wrigley Field. That's kind of cool. But no contest there, 31-7. Number three, Texas taking out Arkansas 20-10. This is kind of a border state rivalry. We kind of knew
Yes.
Texas would struggle just a bit. But they squeaked it out, man, pulled away late. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah. Like you said, they squeaked it out. Arkansas made some turnovers, some crucial turnovers in the second half that probably could have kept them in the game or possibly won the game. But shout out to Texas. They found a way to win.
Oh yeah, number three Texas 2010 over Arkansas. Number four Penn State taking out Purdue 49-10. Kansas, those Jayhawks, man, finally getting those BYU Cougars, man, 17-13. Kansas is hot right now, man. I know you called it. I keep saying it a couple weeks ago about this Kansas team. But take it away.
Yeah, I figured it would be close. I didn't know if they would have enough juice to beat BYU, but that's going to give Kansas enough momentum to take on Colorado. So that's something to look forward to. Hopefully Colorado doesn't overlook Kansas, but that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. We're gonna break that down a little bit later. But yeah, Kansas taking out BYU. Looks like BYU, two straight weeks, close games, finally loses one. Pretenders, contenders get separated week 12. Number 12, Georgia. Big game at home against Tennessee, taking out the Vols 31-17. We're gonna break that down in a second. So we'll come back. Number 8, Notre Dame, 35-14, Virginia. Number 10, Alabama, 52-7 against Mercer. Nothing to talk about there. 13, Boise State, 42, San Jose, 21. SMU 38-28 against Boston College. Texas A&M 38-3 against New Mexico State. Arizona State, number 24, taking out Kansas State. Number 16, Arizona State, I'm sorry, taking out Kansas State, uh, 24-14. Colorado taking out Utah, 49-24. We'll go over that one in a second. To round it out, man, Clemson, number 20, Clemson taking out Pitt, squeak by on that one. Did you get a chance to look at Clemson at all?
Yes, yes, yes. And oh my God, Pitt laid an egg. on the they let the quarterback scramble for 50 yards,
Yeah.
touchdown to win the game.
Mm, mm, mm.
Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. You
Yeah,
can't do
man.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't
Clemson
do that.
squeaking by, man. So we'll see about Clemson. Going on down, number 21, South Carolina, 34 to 30, taking out Missouri. That was a close game. Florida, 27, taking out the LSU Tigers. Florida, them fighting Gators, man, they ain't giving up yet. A lot of people talk highly of Napier down there at Florida. So they still playing for him, man. But Florida taking out LSU 27-16. Do you think Brian Kelly is on the hot seat at LSU? I think they should hold on to him. What you say about it?
No, no. A lot of people they don't they just don't like Brian Kelly. They don't think he's a good fit for the SEC, but he's a good coach.
Yeah,
And they'll be a fool to let go of Brian Kelly. He's
fool.
recruited at a high level. He wins big games. Uh, it's just it's the nature of the league. You're gonna lose something, sometimes. So
Definitely agree. Definitely agree. And to round it off, number 25, Tulane, 35 to nothing, taking out Navy, 35-0. That Tulane program has gotten a lot of good reviews, man. Uh, their head coach may be swiped up this next coming season. So, but yeah, Tulane taking out Navy, 35-0. All right, the
yeah,
big game of the week.
founding member of the SEC.
Say it again.
Say yeah, Tulane is a founding member of the SEC.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Got a lot of respect for that Tulane thing. But yeah, let's go down to Georgia, man. Them old Georgia Bulldogs, baby.
Yes, sir.
So Georgia has a big night game against Tennessee. Big SEC showdown last week. Uh, lights, camera, action Saturday night. Georgia came out just a little bit slow. Tennessee jumped out pretty quickly. Tennessee had good steady flow early. Jumped out on Georgia 10-0. But from there something happened, man. Georgia, they got a shot of Gatorade. Carson Beck looked like he got his swagger back. He was playing with a lot of swagger, a lot of confidence. Had that good bounce in him. He was actually scrambling a little bit. Uh, yeah, they go ahead and pull away from Tennessee, 31-17, man, at home. Uh, Again, this Tennessee team, they cool. They're a cool little vibe, as they say, but not scary at all. Nico's a freshman. In a couple years, that guy's gonna be scary, I believe. But right now, Tennessee really is just an okay team. Got a nice running game. But Georgia, man, who is this Georgia team? One week they this, one week they down. Carson Beck up and down. Take it away, man. What you say about Georgia?
Um, Georgia looked like the Georgia program that we all know and love. Sometimes hate. Uh, I think they just got comfortable. They found their groove, and they're excellent second half team. They made elite adjustments. Uh, Shut out Tennessee in the second half, and Tennessee really has been kind of up and down the offense all year. And sometimes you forget that Nico is a freshman.
Right,
He doesn't look like a freshman. First of all, he looked like a veteran out
right.
there. In every game that I've watched, Tennessee. Uh, but it's the story of two halves. Tennessee jumped out 10-0. Georgia fought back, tied at the half. And then third quarter, Kirby Smart, Tavares Williams, Tavares Robinson, I'm sorry, the defense shut them down. So, I think, yeah, they held Tennessee to like 318 yards, and Georgia had 453. Beck
Mm,
threw for 345 yards, 47 yards.
mm,
Tennessee threw for 167.
yep,
Uh, but they rushed for 152 on 39 carries, while Georgia, which is kind of crazy to me, they've been kind of up and down, inconsistent in the running game all year. So they only ran for like 106 this time. They were kind of pass heavy, which is kind of different from Georgia. Maybe that's why, you know. they're not as consistent throughout the season as they have been. But
Mhm.
they did get it done. Their defense made the adjustments and won that game. And hopefully they can keep that focus and close out their season strong and make the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah. Like I say, man, Georgia been up and down. A lot of people have been kind of this year. Bama's been that way. It's just one of them years. I don't know if it's NIL. I don't know if guys are focused. You know what I'm saying? I really just don't know what it is, but it's a lot of slow starts. A lot of up and down play. Georgia's been just helter skelter, man. We don't know who they are. Uh, but yeah, man. Again, this Tennessee team uh, is not very scary to me. This is what this game should have been. Honestly, at home. Georgia should have took care of business. Talk about the way forward, the rest of the schedule for Georgia. How do you see them ending up, man?
Yeah, so Georgia right now they're 8-2. Uh, they play UMass their next game at home, and I think they play Georgia Tech, which is gonna be a good game
Yeah,
because Georgia Tech is a decent team despite their record. But I see Georgia winning out, so they're gonna be 10-2. So I believe Georgia will make the SEC championship. Against who? That remains to be seen because
that's
it's
what
a
I was
lot
gonna
of
ask you. Who
teams
you got? Let me
with two
write it down.
losses. Uh, I can't say because Tennessee is 8-2. Uh,
Right.
well, maybe well they're eight
What's
and three now.
Tennessee's remaining schedule?
Tennessee has UTEP and Vandy. They have UTEP at home and they go to Vandy, and I think that's the that's not an automatic win for
Yeah, we
Tennessee.
got- we got to
So that's
circle
kind of
that
a
Vandy
toss up.
game.
Yeah, I got some question marks about that game. Georgia,
Yeah.
like I said, they have UMass and Georgia Tech, and depending on what Georgia comes to play, that game can be interesting. But I would lean Georgia, but I'm not going to go 100% Georgia win
Is
just
is
yet.
that Georgia Tech game at home
It's at home. It's in Athens.
and
Yeah,
Athens? Okay, okay.
between the
It's
hedges.
gonna be tough for Georgia Tech. It could happen. It could happen.
I think probably the most consequential games in the SEC that's left are the Texas and Texas A&M game for sure.
Mhm.
That's the last game of the season, and a game that I believe is going to be a lot tougher, and it's probably going to play a pivotal role is the Ole Miss Florida game.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Florida is kind of finding their groove, and they play decent. They play decent enough to beat anybody. Uh, we can tell, when Lagway is in the game, that it's a little bit more confidence, a little bit more explosiveness out there. Uh, but like I said, it kind of remains to be seen if they can, you know, play up with the upper echelon. And we saw some of that against LSU, but was LSU really LSU this year?
Right.
You know. So with that being said, that Ole Miss and LSU game, that Ole Miss and Florida game is going to be pivotal. Texas A&M
You
is
don't know
another
which
game.
Ole Miss will show up. So yeah,
Yeah, and also I have two toss-up games. Two
go
toss-up
ahead.
games. Two more outside of the Tennessee Vandy. We have Oklahoma and Alabama. I
Mhm.
lean Alabama. Oklahoma, they have a great defense. Their defense is good. Will they be able to score? I don't know, but it is at Oklahoma.
Right.
So
Is that a night game?
that I don't know. I don't know the time, but I still lean Alabama to win. But I think it's closer than usual.
Yeah.
But I think Alabama wins. They probably win by 10. I don't know what the spread is, but it could get a little spicy down there. But I still lean
Yeah,
Alabama.
yeah, I agree. I see Oklahoma, really trying to play that spoiler. You know what I'm saying? their season is over, obviously. But yeah, I feel like they'll come out chippy. But Alabama should pull away, man. But we'll see.
Yeah, and another one I would say is A&M and Auburn.
Mm,
Auburn still is looking for that signature win of the season, but I
hmm.
think that they're due for one
Yeah.
this year. So I don't know if that's going to come from A&M, which that's where they play next at Auburn, or they're going to play, or it's going to be against Alabama on the road in Tuscaloosa.
Mm,
Uh, they can go 0 for 2, or they can split it. I don't see them winning both. I don't think they'll make a bowl game, but it is what it is. But that game could be a factor in Texas A&M destiny. Uh, you know, so we will see next week. But
yeah.
Georgia,
Yeah, we
Georgia's 10-2. I mean Georgia's 8-2. Tennessee's 8-2. A&M's 8-2. Alabama's 8-2. Ole Miss 8-2, and
yeah.
Texas is 9-1.
Yeah. Yeah. Still got some football to play before we figure out that SEC picture championship picture. This thing could get crazy, man. I don't know. I just do not know about that championship game. Honestly, if I'm Bama, being a Bama fan, I kind of don't want to play in a championship. You know what I'm saying? I would rather kind of stay out of it this year, but we'll see how it plays out, man. Does
Yeah,
Ole Miss have a shot to make it to the SEC?
Ole Miss, they have Florida and Mississippi State are their next two games. So I would say, but see, then you got to look at, and I don't know how they're going to judge it, but there are a lot of head to heads. Like
Right.
uh, Ole Miss, who did they beat? Did Ole Miss beat A&M? I
I
believe Ole Miss
don't.
beat A&M early in the year. I believe I could be wrong, but Ole
What?
Miss did not play Alabama,
Right.
but they beat Georgia,
But they beat Georgia,
and I think
and
they beat.
Bama beat Georgia. So
Did
I
Ole
don't know
Miss
how
beat
you look at it.
Tennessee? Did Ole Miss beat Tennessee?
I don't know. Did have they
I have to
played
look at the
Tennessee?
schedule.
Have they played Tennessee? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at the
Yeah, I got to
schedule.
look at. I don't got my iPad in
It's
front of me, but
Yeah, it's a few head to heads, but I believe Texas is gonna drop one, which is gonna cause complete chaos.
mm, man,
So
yeah,
now I really don't want Texas to make the SEC championship their first season. That's just a hater in me, uh, but they
I'm
have a
with you.
strong shot, even though their schedule has been kind of soft this year. But you have to play the team on your schedule. So
Yeah,
if they make it, that's cool. But I really believe that A&M will beat them.
yeah, yeah. That Texas A&M gonna be a big one, man. Like you say, if Texas drops that one, going all hell gonna break loose, man. So we'll see, man. America, baby.
That's right.
Shout out to the chat room, baby. Moving on, man. The Colorado Buffaloes, the surprise, uh, the surprise story of the season. 8-2 Colorado Buffs, take out Utah, 49-24. Uh, just again, man, this Colorado team, man, it just keeps growing. Keeps getting better every week. Same kind of game, kind of a slow start. Shador actually didn't play, his best ball, but you still look up. He's like 31 for 40, 300 yards, three tutties, man. Just easy work as usual. Travis Hunter still, front man for the Heisman. Uh, Colorado, man, just take it away. Did you get a chance to watch this game? I was working during this game, so ga- this is the first Colorado game this year I didn't catch, man. Did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah, I watched most of it. It was a sloppy game for
Mm,
one. There was a total of 7 turnovers. I think
wow.
Utah had four, one fumble, three interceptions, and Colorado had two fumbles and an interception. Um, but Colorado defense played really good.
Really?
Yeah, they held Utah to under 300 yards, 31 yards rushing on 30 attempts, 241 passing yards off of 41 attempts.
Mm.
So they play. Their defense is actually, you know, clamping down when it needs to. Uh, Hunter had an interception.
Mm.
He had three solo tackles. He had one carry for 5 yards, and also, I believe, five receptions for 5 yards. So,
Mm.
and he made a beautiful catch on the corner
Yeah,
over like two or three defenders.
I saw that when he went up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's special, and a lot of people, are they're kind of hating on the snaps. People counting the snaps and saying he's playing so many snaps. I'm like, well, snaps are not a stat, and they're correct. They're not a stat, but they matter because a lot of people can't play snaps. A lot of people can't be productive at multiple positions in games. So uh, he's doing that, at a high level.
Mhm.
Not saying that a lot of people can't do that or really don't have the opportunity to do that, but he does and he is doing that. So you have to give credit to where credit is due. So shout out to Travis Hunter. But Colorado, they're gonna make the playoffs, and
Wow.
I believe, yeah, I believe they have
You
four.
heard it first, baby. We live with the silent partner, Mr. Abraham Belt, college football insider, saying Colorado will make the playoff, man. Go in.
Yes, they have Kansas next, and that's going to be a tougher game than I believe. That it's going to be tougher than usual than it should be because they're 4-6, and I don't know if Colorado is gonna overlook them because of the record. But like you said earlier, Kansas has been playing good ball, and they just beat BYU. So why wouldn't you think you can beat Colorado? So they're going to have that confidence. And that's, at this point of the season, that's scary for a team that's 4-6 because they're fighting for a bowl game. So you have Kansas fighting for a bowl game. You have Colorado fighting for the playoffs. Well, a shot at the Big 12 championship. So it's a lot at stake at this game right here for both teams. So, but I lean Colorado. I think it'll be closer. I'd probably say 21-14, 21-10, Colorado. Uh, and I believe Colorado after that they have Oklahoma State, and
Mhm.
Oklahoma State is 3-7.
Yep.
So and they're at Kansas also.
Mm.
So that's another factor. They're gonna be at Kansas, but
Mhm.
they play Oklahoma State at home. So they beat Kansas, Big 12 championship. You know,
Pop the champagne.
that's right. Pop some prime. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man. I'm with you. I think, like you say, Kansas playing good. That'll be a good chippy battle. But ultimately, too many playmakers. If they're not turning the ball over, they should just pull away just due to talent. Uh, but yeah, man, just a little spill on Colorado. I've been seeing a lot of clips of Warren Sapp lately, uh, and just his osmosis. If I may, of this team, bro, it's something to watch, man. I don't know if you follow Prime at Jackson State, but he's starting to hit a vein at Colorado, kind of the same vein that he hit at Jackson, man. The way they winning the same type of score every week, they hitting that 40 every week. It's just dominant, starting to pull away and just, stretch the game away from people. You know what I'm saying? The way they just pulling away every single week. Uh, like I say, he's starting to hit a pocket, man, to where he said it last year. I'm starting to get comfortable. If Prime start to get comfortable, it ain't gonna matter who at quarterback because if I got Ocho in my locker room, I got Warren Sapp, I got Heisman, I got Hall of Famers in my locker room, man. So just by association, I'll make a 2-star. If that 2-star is taking in NFL knowledge and Heisman talk and Hall of Fame talk every single day, what you think gonna happen eventually? You know what I'm saying? Them kids gonna start to
Yeah.
get it. They gonna start to understand. You know what I'm saying? And now you starting to see it, man. It's something to watch. Uh, Prime gonna be a problem in Colorado. They better get him out of there, man, because I think it'll be ugly, man. What's your thoughts on it?
Nah, I mean you're exactly right. You got Ocho Cinco on the sideline, Tito on the sideline, Warren Sapp, um, and even just his other coaches,
Right,
and Prime himself. And you're absolutely right. You soak in that game, that knowledge from people who have done it at the highest level,
right,
and they're giving these young kids the confidence to go out there. Knowing where Colorado came from to where they're going, and they're believing that. So the sky's the limit for them because they're winning with what they have. They don't have a complete roster yet. It's only
mhm,
his second year. Usually, you see these results in year three and year four.
right,
Uh, it has happened in earlier for other teams, but he had a complete roster turnover
right.
from a 1-11 team. So and after Shador leaves, Julian Lewis, the quarterback that decommitted from USC,
Mhm.
the other day he headed to Boulder. So you got somebody plug and play.
I'm
Uh,
saying, man.
and they're gonna get those big names, those big recruits, and it's gonna get interesting in the Big 12 because they're winning with less right now. Imagine if they get a few Warren Saps on the sideline, a few more TOs, and it's a few more Shadors, but they get
It's
them,
gonna
they
be
get those
ugly.
big boys, they get those big boys on the line because that's what they need. But even right now, on the defensive side of the ball, I can see how those guys are firing off the ball on the ends and the interior. Those guys are playing crazy, and I know that's coming from Sap.
Yep. And the
So
way he
it's
talked
gonna
about
be
brotherhood on the cliffs is just when you taking that in breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, man. Like I say, man, a 2-star eventually will start to look like something, look like at least a pro. You know what I'm saying?
that's
So
right.
it's just beautiful to watch, man. Lastly on them, two more things actually. If you were a GM, where would you take Travis Hunter? Would you put him offense or defense?
I would draft him on the defensive side of the ball, and I would, if he can show that he can do that on offense at the highest level consistently, I would develop some packages for him. But I would draft him as a cornerback,
Yeah.
uh, maybe even punt returner, and kind of use him like they did Dion. Like Dion wasn't a primary wide receiver. He had packages, he had certain plays he was in, but
Mhm.
he wouldn't get as many snaps because at the end of the day, you don't want to. You're gonna invest all this money into this guy. Travis he has a small build. You don't want to wear him out like that. So
Right. Nah, I agree with you. I would too. Make him a DB. But yeah, man,
yeah,
Colorado 8-2. Looks like if they don't beat themselves, they should go on to the Big 12. Should win it, possibly a playoff berth, man. That'll be amazing.
right.
But yeah, lastly with Colorado, I feel like with the Big 12 being weak as it is, they'll be like one of these high school programs who just dominate year in, year out, man. That's where I really see them heading. And that's why I think they want to get him out of college football and send him on to the NFL because this thing gonna get ugly with Colorado, man. I got a feeling. But yeah, man, Colorado 8-2. Uh, want to do they got the playoff poll. Uh, not the poll. The playoff rankings came out. Want to run down really quick. So we got Oregon top 12 playoff teams. Oregon number one, Ohio State number two, Texas number three, Penn State number four, Indiana at 10-0 number five, BYU sitting at six, Tennessee at seven, Notre Dame eight, Miami at nine, Alabama at 10, Ole Miss and Georgia 11 and 12. Uh, how do you see uh, the playoff shaking out, man? I know it's a lot of question marks right now, but uh, can we really talk about it right now? Is it a point? Is there even a reason to come out with playoff rankings right now? As we don't really know what's what. Talk about it,
Well,
man.
I think this is the time of the year to start talking about playoffs.
Mm,
A few weeks earlier, no, but right now, um, BYU dropped one, so I believe they're going to be out.
yeah,
I think the rankings come out tomorrow night, but
yeah.
yeah, so BYU is going to be out. Uh, did Colorado make the 12?
No, they sitting at for last week they were at 17 still.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, it's still some big matchups to be played. Indiana versus Ohio State. Uh, if
big
Indiana
one this week,
wins,
right?
that's right. So if Indiana wins, Ohio State will have two losses, so they may not even make the playoffs.
Mm,
Because we have two more undefeated teams in the Big Ten, as in Oregon and Indiana, and
mhm.
one is going to get an automatic bid, and the other one will only have one loss, and they both beat Ohio State. So if that's the case, if that's how it plays out, so I'm not sure, and Penn State is still undefeated too.
No,
No,
Penn
no, they
State,
no
Penn
they
State,
lost one. Yeah,
they got
they
one.
lost to Ohio State. So I'm not sure how it's gonna be. We'll get a better look at it
Yeah,
tomorrow night and kind of see what's going on. But it's gonna be interesting.
Colorado should jump, man. They should jump pretty big.
Yeah, but they have to. Colorado has to win out because they have a couple bad losses.
Yeah,
They
they
have a
do.
bad loss to Nebraska and Kansas State. So Colorado really has to win every game.
Yeah,
This is the second half of their season right here.
yeah. No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, man. College football playoff rankings. Yeah, they come out tomorrow. The new ones. It's wacky, man. We gonna see. We'll see, man. Talk about your Auburn Tigers, man. They got a big one yesterday. Put up some points. Signs of life on the plains. Talk about it.
Uh, well, what they did was they played more freshmen. We play the most freshmen in the country anyway.
Mm,
So instead of playing our second string and third string quarterback, we played our true freshman, which he's going to be redshirted this year. So after Peyton had a great game yesterday. Peyton Thorne had a great game yesterday.
mhm.
Uh, but they played Walker White, get him some experience uh, because they say he's been practicing really well throughout the year. So they want to give him some game experience and try to build some momentum for next year. Um, yeah, we look good, look crisp. Cam Coleman had 3 touchdowns. He had kind of a breakout game. He fought through some injuries early in the year. Uh, some miscues from Peyton Thorne that he didn't really get those opportunities to shine, but he's coming along. So I'm not sure what to make out from Auburn right now. Uh, if they can play a complete game, they can beat anybody. But that still remains to be seen. So this is their last home game this season.
Mm,
So hopefully, they can put it together, make it closer, possibly get a win. Uh, you know, and again, they were playing Louisiana Lafayette, so it was still a competition. Gave away a trash touchdown at the last on the last few seconds of the game.
mm,
Uh, had a bad drive on defense, reaching ULM scored in the first place because the defense was playing lights out.
mm.
So
Okay, Auburn Tigers, baby. We'll see, man. We'll see. We live with the silent partner, Mr. Abraham Belt, college football insider, man. Any other games you want to touch on, man? This ain't gonna be a long show. Not too much to talk about last week in week 12. Only a handful of big games. Kind of a bye week for us, man, but we'll gear up for this week. Uh, Take it away, man. Anything else you want to touch on?
yeah, I'm looking forward to that Indiana Ohio State game.
Yeah.
That's going to be a game that it's going to have a lot of implications. And seeing that they gave Indiana's coach a 8-year extended contract, I
Wow.
think for 72 million. I don't know why they do that in the middle of the season and it's not over yet, or even in the first season. But so it'll be interesting if they go out there and lay an egg uh, against Ohio State, and it's like a Ohio State versus Indiana every year except for this year. Where
Hmm.
they run the score. So it's going to be interesting. I want the underdog to win, which is Indiana. I want them to have that season, but it's going to be tough because Ohio State is still Ohio State,
True.
and they're at home. So it's going to be an uphill battle all game
True.
because you,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know you
pulling for
don't really you
Indiana,
don't
man.
yeah, and they're ranked ahead of Ohio State. Like when has that happened in our lifetime? So
Okay.
yes, I'm going to be looking forward to that game.
Yeah, I think Indiana ride high, man. I think they could do it, man. I think they could do it. They got some swagger about them. So, Ohio
Yeah.
State ain't scary, scary. So they got a shot, man. They got a shot. But you got to put them away. If you got them down, you got to put them away, man. We see it all the time. You play with your food, it come back to bite you. So, hey man, there it is. We ain't gonna be long tonight, man. It's Monday, baby. Getting ready for week 13. I am Black Elvis. We want to thank Mr. Silent Partner Abraham Belt, college football insider. Tell him your social media, man. What you got going on?
Abraham Belt and Facebook, and I am Silent Partner on Instagram.
There it is, baby. There it is, man. We'll see y'all next week, week 13. Oh man, we out of here, baby. Cheer.